Very easy question, huh? It's chicken rice. This is the dispute, right? The Malaysians say they invented chicken rice, while the Singaporeans say they invented chicken rice. As long as it's chicken with rice, together with the vegetables, I'm good. I'd say we're carrying on a long distance relationship with my family. So we learned to adapt to it by keeping in touch. On Sundays, I go to church with them. They turn on the FaceTime, and then I watch the ceremony over the TV set. My son, who works for Nestle, consults me before he does business review, so that takes up some of my time. And when we're speaking, they kind of joke a lot. We keep in touch. I think that's the important thing, and I continue to talk to them about what's going on in their lives. So I think that's important. Whenever I go home, it's like a reunion. My son recently graduated from university. I always remind him not to be choosy at this point, but make sure that he learns from the experience when he looks for a job. Even from the interview itself, I ask him to learn. I tell them that success doesn't happen overnight. Take a career that you like, and eventually stay with it. I feel it's also important that they take risks. So I let them take it. Unfortunately, because it takes some time for them to look for a job, especially in this COVID-19 situation. Then I need to stretch my wallet, right? I need to give them some sort of allowance. I do mentor very young people. What I want them to get is learnings in life. And one thing that you notice with them is they're very impatient. They want to know whether they did well at the moment in time that they did a task. And so I tell them it doesn't work that way. That it's a series of things that you do before you get recognized. But I guess that's something that I learn as well, right? Because that means that probably I need to praise them more and make sure that they're motivated going to the next task. A mentor gives you tough love. You have to be able to understand where they are coming from because they have the wisdom, they have the experience, and they have all the qualities of good leaders that you want to emulate. I would always ask them to choose one who has wisdom, who would be patient with them, because the journey of mentoring is something that is a process. It's not instantaneous. I certainly appreciate people who would take mentoring very seriously because until now, my mentors keep in touch with me and I keep in touch with them. I started off really young when I worked. I started working at 5 as a newsboy. I sold newspapers. And at that age, the feeling of earning was so exhilarating that I always wanted more. So this kind of molded my thinking. But the fulfillment came when I became an FLM or an area manager, as we call it in Menarini, because at that time, then I realized that it was not about me as an individual, but it was about other people, other people succeeding, because if you made them succeed, then it would be natural for you to succeed as well. It's always been a guiding rule for me that I need to make sure that people are successful before me, because eventually they lift you up. I would say that what I would do is give them something of a token, right? Of course, a trophy would always be a requirement because you would want to see 10 years is not short. And 10 years is something that you would like to see on your display table or in your display cabinet. And then probably a watch that would symbolize the time that you spent with your company. Something that's probably has your name engraved at the back. And of course, a meal with the LP to appreciate the 10 years that they spent so hard with the company. I'd probably prepare and serve them unlimited nasi lemak. They know that my favorite is McDonald's burgers, and then ice cream and durian. Even though the office would smell awful, but if they want durian as something to commemorate the coming together again of the office-based people, I would do it. I would serve them nasi lemak, and then burgers, and then ice cream, and then durian. This article talked about how these leaders overcame their instincts. So understand that they overcame their instincts for them to lead effectively. And it is true because the normal reaction is to act instinctively. And when you act instinctively, it does not work. As an example, instinct will tell us to wait for more information. What will happen in the next 60 days? For instance, this COVID-19 situation. But then what we need to do really is to act with more urgency. Or some leaders would say, downplay the threat. But what needs to be done is actually communicate with transparency, right? In my opinion, we need to be 2 steps ahead of a situation that always puts us 4 steps behind. Very easy answer. I like my life, have no regrets about living it. But what I do is I return to the time when this virus was born and prevent it from spreading. That's what I would do. I would look for patient 0 and make sure that patient 0 doesn't spread it to more patients, right? So I'd probably go to Wuhan and then look for patient 0.